Ryan Lowe, back for pre-season, another season, couldn't have picked a better day for it.
Always the way, Charles. First day of pre-season's always the weather's mad and hot, but no, it's nice, it's good, it's nice to have the lads back. They're all in good spirits, so yeah.
Before I ask you about how everybody is and how they've all been, how have you been over the last couple of weeks? Nice break off after a ridiculously tough season last year.
Yeah, I have, mate. Yeah, no, listen, I've spent some time with the family, which is always nice, and being back home and seeing some friends and family, which is always nice. Of being away with the kids enough for the weekend, went the England game and so on, and just trying to freshen up a little bit for another tough season. It was tough last season on everyone associated, not just me, but it was a nice refresh break, and really looking forward to getting back involved now and getting back into it. As I say, we've recruited a few good players, still a few more to come, but ultimately, we want to make sure we're a lot better equipped and a lot better performances than we was last season, and that's going to be the main key.
We can see the players behind you going through a couple of drills. What are the spirits like? What's it been like since they've come in this morning?
No, they're great, honestly. Even being around the breakfast canteen area this morning, the lads having breakfast with each other and introducing each other was excellent, and that's part and parcel of us. We've missed it. We've had breakfast with all the players this morning. The banter's flying around, as you can imagine, and obviously these type of runs with the ball, we always try and keep them educated with a ball and doing the right things. It takes the mind off a little bit. And yeah, they've come back in good nick. All the body comps, which is the body fat, as people will know, and around the waist, and they're all come back quite good, which I'm pleased about. So they've had good summers, they've had good breaks, but they've also stuck to the programme they've had off season, which is pleasing. How
important is pre-season really? Is this first couple of weeks, especially integrating the new guys that you've already brought in?
Yeah, it is important, it's vitally, but they look after themselves. The players were brought in, Joe was the captain and Danny was the senior figurehead with Joe last season, even Connor to an extent. They all make sure they're all welcomed, all the lads, and that's what we want. It's not just the whole team, the whole group, 4 youngsters who are with us for the time being, and I think it's vitally important that they get to know each other. There's only so much we can do. We like to throw them in the mix and go on then. And then we'll have our own team bonding along the way throughout the pre-season and gel a little bit more together. With probably a few more signings, and then as I say, we want them to become a family, close-knit family, look after each other, and that's what it becomes. We become now a family for the next 10 months or so, and hopefully we can become a successful family.
Bit of insight. What's the next 5.5 weeks going to be like for these guys and for you, I suppose, as well as a coaching group?
Yeah, well, to be fair, me and Shuey and Nance, we sort of let John and his team take over for the first week.
He's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy with them, yeah. And but in terms of it's all structured, it's all ready. They will have some good rest recovery days in there. And I said to the group this morning, we don't want them, running around shopping centres and walking out places when they've got to recover properly, because it's going to be an intense 5.5 weeks. But we have a 3-day build-up, they'll have a couple of days rest, recover, and then they'll have a week of another tough build-up, and then the games start coming in. So we'll get some minutes into the boys, but the next 5 weeks, the next 2 weeks is all about the fitness, getting that base, and then from there on in, the next 3 weeks will all be football oriented, and how we're going to play, and the style we're playing, and what we need to win games of football, and then that'll hopefully implement into all geared up for the start of the season.
You've already alluded to it. We've seen a few new faces come in, a couple more on the horizon. I won't even ask you for clues or anything, but I mean, how far advanced are you with a number of deals potentially coming in?
Yeah, we're well advanced. In the next couple of days there'll be hopefully a few more. And as I say, we're building. We've got to wait for certain individuals to, we've got to give them time, and we're working now, and proposals are out, and we're just waiting for the yes. And once that happens, you'll be aware of it. We have to keep it on the QT for the time being. But in terms of the recruitment's going well. I'm pleased with how it's going so far. I'll be more pleased by Monday evening, hopefully. So I think that should give you a good indication of what we're trying to get and when they're trying to come. But ultimately, we've got to make sure we build a squad, and that's what we're doing. I said it from day one, since the season finished, we were building for next season, and them building blocks are slowly going in place at the moment.
Well, so far it looks as if it's been pretty good with the players coming in. Personal note, congratulations.
Oh yeah, cheers, thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a long old slog of 18 months for the graduation of the pro licence. I think for me on a personal note, to get that highest accolade of a coaching certificate, if you like, to mix them with Premiership managers and Champions League managers who have these degrees. It was a bit emotional, you know. I was speaking to a few of the lads who were on the course, and you know, the night was a bit emotional, because when you come from, no disrespect, but where I'm from, at the streets of Liverpool, to then graduate as you know, the best certificate you can get in coaching, it's good. But it was hard work. I learned a lot along the way. Met some fantastic people, but that's just the beginning. You know, just because you've got that certificate, you don't just stop there. You've got to keep learning, keep doing the right things, and that'll be my plan, is working ever so hard I can for myself and for Plymouth Argyle Football Club.
You mentioned it was emotional. I mean, what does it really mean, you know, to you? Obviously, you came in and you were keen to keep learning, keen to keep kind of improving. You've got this team around you of experienced staff. You've now got this licence as well. What does it mean, you know, to you and potentially to Argyle as well?
Yeah, well, it means a lot to me, because where you come from, you know, I didn't remember when I first come down. I said I had a 5-year plan that come to fruition in 3 months or something, to be a coach, development coach, and a coach, and assistant manager, then a manager, and that come to fruition in 3 to 6 months. And then I knew then I had to keep learning. I had to keep learning the trade. You know, you're like a sponge who's sucking everything up, and you know, speaking to the people and the connections I've got in football now, and to get that accolade is something special, because you don't just get given it. You've got to work hard for it. You've got to get through these courses. You've got to do all the right things. They're not just going to give it away. And I've certainly gone on and done that and achieved that, which I'm pleased. You know, Nance's already got it, which is good. Neil Juicenip's already got it. Shuey's now started it, so he'll hopefully graduate in probably 14, 15 months' time, because it is a long course. And that's what you want. I think we've got a few lads in the academy who've got it as well. You know, Darren Way, the youth team coach, has certainly got it. But you know, we want to have the best at the football club in terms of, you know, the best people, the best players, the best coaches. And you know, I'd like to think now that, you know, we're on that route of being one of the best, definitely, certainly in Devon, but onwards and upwards as well for everyone, because when you get these certificates and get these awards, it shows that you're quite good at your job.
Well, congratulations again. Looks like they've just finished the drill. Bet you're kind of glad you're not a player anymore and you stood on the sidelines talking to us.
I actually miss it. I was actually doing my own pre-season until I pulled my calf, and I was these type of runs. You know, I've done this with John Lucas since I was a player, and I think Danny's just said this is his 5th season doing it, so he might be a little bit bored of it. But here he is. Look, he's shaking his head. If you can zoom in on him there, Charlie, he's not there. Dan, you okay? That's 5 years of him doing the same thing, but we feel it's a good exercise. You know, as you can see there, they've come through it well. We look at the numbers, the heart rates, and everything else. I'm sure they'll have done it all at a good intensity. So, day one done.
Brilliant. Top stuff.
Cheers.
Cheers, Ryan.
Good lad. Well done.
Excellent.